Most credit card gurus always tell you to chase transferable currencies for flexibility, but they're wrong. There are specific times when a co-branded credit card is actually more useful. If you're only spending on your Chase and Amex credit cards, you might be missing out on free check bags, elite status with airlines and hotels, and pretty massive direct multipliers when spending with these brands. In today's video, I'm covering 3 scenarios in which you should put your transferable currency card in the drawer and reach out for the co-branded one instead. We're talking about more than just points. We're talking about value. The first of those scenarios is when the perks of the brand outweigh the points. Co-branded credit cards have soft as well as hard benefits associated with them. In this particular section, we're going to talk about 3 different instances where the perks of the brand outweigh the points. The first of those instances come in the form of loyalty towards the hotel chain and you valuing their free award nights. There are hotel-specific co-branded credit cards like the Hilton Surpass and Aspire cards, as well as the World of Hyatt personal card that offer you free award night for a certain amount of spend on these credit cards. The Hilton Honor Surpass card, for example, offers you a free award night after spending $15,000 in a calendar year with the credit card. Now, these award nights are pretty much uncapped, meaning as long as you have standard availability with a particular hotel, you can basically use them. And unlike the other hotel chains, Hilton doesn't actually restrict you from where you can use them. You can pretty much use them at any property within the Hilton umbrella, including the likes of LXR Properties, Waldorf Astoria, and Conrad. Some of these properties can sometimes run you $1,000 a night, and so these free night awards can come in really handy, especially if you're very close to the $15,000 mark anyways. While not as beneficial as the Hilton Surpass card, the World of Hyatt personal card also offers you a free award night after spending $15,000 on the credit card. This free award night though is restricted for category 1 to 4 hotels, and if you do not know this, Hyatt has categories 1 through 8, 8 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. So it's not as valuable as the Hilton free award night. You can still extract a lot of value from the free award night if you're strategic about it. And after you spend the $15,000, you'll also earn 2 nights towards status for every $5,000 you spend with the card. So in this instance, if you spend $15,000 with the World of Hyatt card, you're earning 6 nights towards your status. The second instance in which the brand perks might actually outweigh the points is when you're chasing elite status. This could be with a hotel or an airline, as some of these hotels and airlines will offer you progress towards your elite status by spending on these co-branded credit cards. So if you're someone who's prioritizing a single hotel or an airline and you care about it a lot, well, spending on the co-branded credit cards makes sense for you. Delta, for example, gives you 1 medallion qualifying dollar for every $10 that you spend with the Delta Sky Miles Reserve credit card. Medallion qualifying dollars is basically Delta speak for how you earn their elite statuses. You need about 5,000 medallion qualifying dollars for silver, 10,000 for gold, 15,000 for platinum, and 28,000 for diamond. Depending on what status you're working towards, the gap between where you are and where you want to be can basically be fulfilled by spending on the co-branded credit card. Similarly, Hyatt, like I mentioned before, also offers you nights towards status if you're spending on their personal or business credit card. So on the personal side of things, every $5,000 that you spend on the credit card gives you 2 nights towards status. And on the business side of things, for every $10,000 that you spend on the credit card, you earn 5 qualifying nights. Now, if you run a company where you're spending on advertising anyways and you're using the World of Hyatt business credit card, it's going to be pretty easy for you to rack up a lot of these qualifying nights and work your way towards Hyatt's globalist status, which is their top tier status. And the third instance comes down to the fees associated with flying an airline. And this is specific to United Airlines. If you're flying United Airlines and you do not have status with the airline and you're planning to carry bags, it's actually worthwhile getting one of the United credit cards, because a lot of the United credit cards will waive the baggage fee, which can be $30 one way, so $60 both ways. And if 2 of you are flying, that's $120 just off of one trip. With the first scenario out of the way, let's move on to the second scenario for why people might spend on their co-branded credit cards over their transferable currency ones. And this scenario comes down to the elevated multipliers that you see by directly spending with the brand. Let me explain. While transferable currencies have decent multipliers on a bunch of categories, for example, if you take the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get 4x back on airline as well as hotel spend, which isn't bad. Similarly, Amex can offer you 5x back on prepaid hotel bookings through the Amex portal. Those sound great on paper because if you value these points at 2 cents per point, Amex can be earning you 10 cents per point for every dollar that you spend, and Chase can be earning you 8 cents per point for every dollar that you spend. However, there is a catch. Let's take the example of Hilton. If you have the Hilton Aspire card and you're going to be staying at a Hilton property, every single dollar that you spend at the Hilton property earns you 34x back. Let me repeat that once again. For every single dollar that you spend at the Hilton property using your Hilton Aspire card, you get 34 4x back. 10x for being a Hilton Diamond member by just keeping the Aspire card, and then another 14x for using the Hilton credit card at these properties. That brings the sum total to 34x. Now, even if you valued Hilton points at a paltry 0.5 cents per point, you can be earning 17 cents per point for every single dollar that you spend at these Hilton properties. Even for retail co-branded credit cards like the Amazon Prime Visa card, you earn 5x back when shopping with Amazon. There is no other card out there that gives you 5x back on Amazon, except if you use the Citi Custom Cash and you're not spending more than $500 in a month, or you have Amazon.com as a category on the Freedom Flex card, and that's what you're using. But you might be the kind of user that cares about the 5x back on Amazon purchases itself and wants to keep your life simple. And the last scenario in which you might still gravitate towards a co-branded credit card over a transferable currency card has got to do with welcome bonuses. Let's say you got a new credit card and you have to spend $6,000 over a 3-month time period to earn 100,000 points. And let's also assume that you're in the last month of getting to that bonus. In that scenario, even if you're getting a higher multiplier in some categories with a certain credit card, it probably makes sense for you to use your co-branded credit card, which is where the welcome bonuses lie. Because the return that you get on your spend when you're chasing intro bonuses is so much higher than the simple multipliers that you'll have with a transferable currency credit card. So does this mean that you should go ahead and cancel your American Express Gold card or your Chase Sapphire preferred card? Absolutely not. Transferable currencies is still the gold standard in the industry because they offer you flexibility. You can use your points for cashback, you can use your points and transfer it out to airline or hotel partners and do a bunch of things with them. But as we saw with the 3 scenarios that I highlighted above, being a points purist can also sometimes cost you depending on what sort of a lifestyle and what sort of a persona you are. My recommendation is to use a strategy that best fits you. If you fall into any of the scenarios I outlined above, then reach into the drawer and pick out the co-branded credit card and spend on it. But if not, then continue using a transferable currency card because that gives you the best bang for your buck. However, to make a blanket statement that spending on your transferable currency card is always better than spending on your co-branded credit card is somewhat misplaced in my opinion. I would love to hear what you think about the subject in the comments below. What have been some instances where you've actually used a co-branded credit card over a transferable currency card? And are there scenarios that I missed out on? That's it for today's video. And like always, I'll see you in the next one.